My God, I hate drugs.
In other news, we are learning more about the ongoing investigation into the murder of Ako Bicol Party List Representative Rodel Batocabe and his security aide. Authorities are looking into the possibility that the killing may have been politically motivated. Our Paulo Barcelon tells us more.
Police are now looking at 6 possible suspects in the killing of Representative Rodel Batocabe and his police aide SPO1 Orlando Diaz. Police reports say multiple gunshot wounds to the back claimed the life of the 52-year-old congressman and Diaz as they emerged from a gift-giving event for the elderly and persons with disabilities. 7 senior citizens were also confirmed to have been injured in the incident. Bicol Police Regional Director Chief Superintendent Arnel Escobar says the killing might be politically motivated as Batocabe was on his last term in the House as a party list representative and was supposedly running for mayor of Daraga Town in Albay in the 2019 elections.
Sa ngayon, ang motive nakita namin nga is politika because of the merong intense political rivalry dito sa Daraga.
In her Facebook post dated December 22, the same day the lawmaker was shot, Batocabe's wife Gertie hinted at the possible involvement of her husband's opponents on her Facebook account. However, police are not discounting the possibility that the New People's Army conducted the attack. The Department of Justice has also ordered the NBI to assist police in the investigation. Meanwhile, at least 30 million pesos worth of reward money has been put out by government officials for information leading to the arrest of Batocabe and Diaz's killers. Ako Bicol Party List contributed 15 million pesos, while Albay Governor Al Francis Bichara pledged 2 million pesos for the bounty pool. More than 150 members of the House of Representatives have contributed a total of at least 13 million pesos for the same purpose. Paulo Barcelon, CNN Philippines.
Now, what's in store for the Philippine economy? Let's go over to our business anchor and correspondent, Mike Alimorong. Mike?
Hi, Christine. Well, as 2018 comes to a close, analysts are revising their year-end numbers and 2019 forecasts. Last Friday, the World Bank slashed its growth forecast for the Philippines to 6.4% in 2018 and 6.5% in 2019 to reflect recent economic trends from 6.5% and 6.7%. While the bank believes the Philippines will remain one of the fastest-growing economies in the region, this is below the government's expectations. World Bank senior economist Cong said, quote, a strong, consistent delivery of the infrastructure investment agenda while sustaining improvements in health, education, and social protection will be key to maintaining the robust and inclusive growth outlook of the Philippines, unquote. The World Bank also says a moderation of inflation in the following quarters is expected to boost consumer confidence and raise private consumption in 2019. The midterm election in May would also strengthen consumption temporarily. On the downside, however, the delay in the budget approval process may temper investment growth in the first half of 2019. Now, in market news, the PSE index closed the week below the 7,500 level at 74.79, mirroring the downtrend in global markets. This is about 12.6% below its level at the start of the year and about 17.4% below the high of 90.58 in January this year. A year to date, it's the worst performing market in Southeast Asia. Now, this is really caused by a combination of internal and external factors that continue to dampen investor confidence. Domestically, high inflation continues to persist at 6% in November, although that has started to come down from its peak, while GDP growth also slowed down to 6% in the third quarter. If we look internationally, the U.S. economy has strengthened. That's after the U.S. Federal Reserve raised interest rates for the 9th time since 2015 by a quarter of a percentage point last Wednesday. Now, these moves have prompted foreign investors to move their funds outside of emerging markets like the Philippines. Also, the ongoing trade war between the U.S. and China has spooked investors and increased uncertainty. And this is all reflected in the Philippines Consumer Confidence Index, which plunged to negative 22.5 in the fourth quarter, its lowest level since the fourth quarter of 2014. Forecasted consumer confidence for the first quarter of 2019 also remained in negative territory. On the other hand, the Business Confidence Index declined to 27.2%, the lowest level since the first quarter of 2010. For 2019, however, a number of analysts do expect the stock market to recover somewhat and close above the 8,000 level. Meanwhile, the peso closed at about 52.95 pesos to the US dollar. That's almost 6% below its level at the start of the year, making it one of Asia's worst performing currencies for 2018. And with the BSP forecasting a wider trade gap and current account deficit next year, as the country continues to require capital goods and raw materials to support its growth, many analysts expect the peso to weaken further to above 55 pesos to US dollar and possibly even higher. And that's a number that concerns both businesses and consumers. Now, one trend that businesses need to watch out for in the coming years is the move towards flexible working. Here's what Regis and Space's country manager Lars Wittig had to say about that.
It is projected by the biggest like PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ernst & Young, Jones Lang LaSalle. They're all saying minimum 20% of commercial office space will one way or the other be flexible within barely 10 years. So that's a growth from 2 to 10 to 20% in barely 10 years. That's the trend. Based on our own experience here, and we have significant numbers to assess this by, we get about 1,400 incoming inquiries in the Philippines alone. This year, that is 31% higher than same time last year. So we see this growth absolutely confirmed.
And those are the latest in business. Back to you, Christine.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike Alimurong, our business anchor and correspondent.
Shifting gears now, a company called Weather Modification International has found a way to make clouds produce rainfall. CNN's Rachel Crane reports.
It's not as if you guys are creating clouds out of nowhere. You actually target storm systems.
If there's no clouds in the sky that have any moisture in them, then we can't do anything. What we can do is tap into what's there and assist Mother Nature.
What exactly is cloud seeding?
Cloud seeding is really an enhancement of the natural precipitation process.
In other words, Weather Modification International is literally making it rain. To do that, pilots target clouds full of moisture and eject small amounts of an inert chemical. Then, the water in the cloud condenses around the new particles and gets heavy, falling to the ground as precipitation. Even though cloud seeding has been around for decades, the scientific data to confirm it's working is relatively new. That hasn't stopped companies from recognizing the benefits. Idaho Power is one of Weather Modification International's clients. The hydroelectric power company says that last year's cloud seeding program has provided a 300% return. How many homes can that power? Like, what are you getting out of that?
On average, that's in excess of 60,000 homes.
That's $9 million worth of water that otherwise might have never fallen on these mountaintops. Weather Modification says the benefits could extend beyond business. Do you see cloud seeding as a potential drought solution?
We're not going to solve large climate shifts, but cloud seeding is part of the solution. It's part of a healthy water management program.
Next on New Day, steak lovers are in for a treat this Christmas season. Yeah!
Foodies and steak lovers have another reason to be happy this Christmas. Wolfgang Steakhouse opened its third restaurant in the country. Our Pauline Versosa has more.
After 2 years and 2 locations in the Philippines, Wolfgang Steakhouse finds a new home in Bonifacio Global City. Since its founding in New York in 2004, the restaurant has been known to serve some of the best steaks in the world. And as it opens its 21st global location, President and Managing Partner Peter Zwiener says BGC's beautiful and vibrant character is exactly what they've been looking for.
We think it's a perfect location because you get the business crowd, you get the residential crowd, and you're just also get the really high-end hotels. So we believe we're going to do well for lunch, dinner, and also weekend business. So it's a perfect place to be.
On Friday, Wolfgang Steakhouse had its grand opening in BGC, which founder Wolfgang Zwiener attended. VIP guests were also invited to the exclusive event where they were treated to a top-notch 5-course meal. The restaurant offers strictly USDA prime black Angus beef flown straight from the US and dry-aged on-site to perfection, resulting in luxurious and tender steaks.
The steak comes out sizzling. So when it comes out to the table, it's a very loud sound. It's sizzling. It's a beautiful piece of meat. We also started adding a lot of appetizers and side dishes that really are appealing to the eye and really tasting as well.
Apart from its selection of steaks, the restaurant also boasts a mouth-watering selection of salads, pasta, burgers, and sandwiches. And after opening their third Philippine location, the company hopes to also expand in Cebu in a year or two. They also plan to grow their presence in Asia and Europe. As the premier global steakhouse, Wolfgang's promises to impress and excite foodies with a world-class dining experience, especially this holiday season. Pauline Verzosa, CNN Philippines.
Speaking of the news, we still have a lot in store for our viewers in the next half hour. Our top story, of course, is the killing of Congressman Batocabe. We're going to give you updates on the ongoing investigation of his murder.
And on a lighter note, well, I don't know how light that will be, but we do have a nutritionist coming over to tell us how we can help maintain our weights during the holidays.
And how we can be lighter, during the holidays. Meanwhile, Aurelio and Pinky Webb and I, we got to host the first ever Ginebra Ako Awards last week. And we get to know more about Mark Espesor, who is from Haro, Iloilo. He's an awardee in the youth sector. We'll get to know his story, his inspiring story, later on the show. So again, stick around. We have more stories for you coming up. You're watching New Day here on CNN Philippines.
Gloomy weather amid the Christmas cheer as rains continue to pour over parts of the country. We now talk to Pag-asa weather forecaster Ariel Rojas. Ariel, good morning. The rains have been pouring since yesterday. What can we expect for today?
Hi, good morning, Ria. The Visayas area, Mimaropa, Bicol region, Davao, and Caraga will continue to experience cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms the entire day because of the LPA. This low-pressure area inside the PAR was last located 80 kilometers northwest of Cuyo, Palawan. This LPA has a very slim chance of developing into a tropical cyclone. And might persist and exit the Philippine area of responsibility tomorrow during Christmas Day. And apart from this one, there's another low-pressure area we are monitoring outside the PAR. It was last spotted 1,515 kilometers east of Mindanao. At this point, it has a very medium chance of developing into a tropical cyclone, and it might enter the Philippine area of responsibility on the 26th. That would be on Wednesday.
All right, Ariel, so basically what we can expect is the rains will continue in the Metro Manila area tomorrow, or today, but tomorrow, can we expect better weather?
Yes, tomorrow Metro Manila is expecting that it will be sunny, and there would be some cloudiness in the afternoon and in the evening, and perhaps some localized thunderstorms. But a majority of Luzon, especially in the northern part, that's Ilocos, Cordillera, and Cagayan Valley, they will still continue to have cloudy skies with light rain still due to the northeast monsoon.
Okay, you said earlier that Pag-asa's projection is that the LPA in the Philippine area of responsibility is not expected to develop into a tropical depression. When is it expected to actually exit the country?
It will exit the PAR on Christmas Day tomorrow.
All right. Okay, good news. And lastly, any reminders or bits of advice to the public this Christmas Eve?
The reminder, especially to the areas which have been pounded by heavy rains for the past several days, especially in the Bicol region, Eastern Visayas, and some areas of Mindanao. Please continue monitoring for updates from Pag-asa, and be please mindful of possible landslides and flash floods. So let's keep safe during this Christmas holidays.
All right, well said. Maraming salamat, Pag-asa weather forecaster Ariel Rojas.